which is... There we go. And where are all of you? Put you all where you need to be. One moment, folks. Okay, so let me get you there. You arrive, and the front guards that are normally present in the front door there are gone. You enter in, and everything seems fine. For a moment, you feel like most of your eyes are kind of playing a bit tricks on you, because you walked into this door in Redsmith, but as you back out and you see the building is in a state of disarray on the outside, yet on the inside it seems fine. There seems to be no presence of De Grey in his normal perch by the fireplace. But many of the guards are still there.
Should we split up and look around?
I don't think that's going to be necessary, but you're welcome to if you want to. I suggest staying together, though, to be honest. I'm going to approach one of the guards and say, hello, mate. Are you aware of what's going on outside?
What's going on, sir?
Half the town is on fire. Has there been any issues here at the manor?
Don't worry, you're safe here.
I'm not worried about my personal safety. I'm more worried about the manor itself and possible intrusions.
The manor has a way of taking care of itself.
Okay. Right.
Is your boss sleeping, or is he doing something else? Is he eating someone? Is he having dinner?
He's currently not in a business trip.
Ah. He's on a business trip, I see. Okay. Did he give you any indication as to when he was likely to return?
He said he'd be back before the dawn tomorrow.
For the dawn tomorrow. Okay. Thank you very much. We're going to pop out, but we'll be back to sleep here this evening, if that's all right. I just want to go back outside and make sure the town is still around.
And, town is that, sir?
Redsmith.
Alright.
What town do you think is outside?
You see him kind of look at all the other guards and give them a sort of knowing nod. Few of them sort of shift positions and move off into different rooms.
I suspect...
guys?
Yeah, I suspect that this particular manor isn't necessarily on the same plane of existence as we thought it was.
We're in the wrong house.
No, we're in the right house. It's just that this house is connected to our world in a somewhat different way, I believe.
Should we leave and then come back in?
If we left and came back in, I don't think it would make anything would have changed.
You see all the guards emerge out from where they had gone into, and they all sort of circle one another to sort of speak privately to each other behind the stairway.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Am I good at being sneaky? I don't think so.
Yeah,
I'm good at hiding under people.
well, at this moment, all of this... There. So they can't really see you, you can't really see them at this moment.
Right.
Can I
Okay,
roll
fair enough.
stealth and try to like sneak up? Because I can hide behind anything that's bigger than me.
You can certainly try, yeah?
Okay. Come on, dice. No.
You take a few steps, and each step you try to avoid hitting a bit of the carpet, because as you do, your foot sort of makes a crunch as it goes into the carpeted layer each time, and you feel that you can probably be heard coming.
SQ kind of winces with every step, and then she just decides to give up.
You hear the guards speak and mutter, and at this point, some of them begin to sort of speak. One of them actually appears to speak in more of an authoritative cadence, ushering. So it sounds like ushering orders to the other four.
SQ's like trying to mouth towards the group. There's a boss. They have a boss. It's not De Grey.
I suspect they have a boss who answers to De Grey.
She's useless. Let's just get used to that. She's giving you useless information.
Oh, she's giving us useful information. She's just adding speculation on top, which isn't very helpful.
She's a storyteller.
Indeed. Right. I'm just going to say, are there any guards left? Close vicinity.
No. All of them, from what you can tell, are on the other side of the stairway having the conversation.
Okay. Well, I'm going to wait for them to finish their conversation, and then I'm going to say to them as they come out, look, we're going to pop back to Redsmith just to make sure that, see if we can help in the town. We'll be back shortly. Don't go anywhere.
Actually, don't you go anywhere. You see, we're going to have to shut down the Redsmith gate. If what you say is true. We can't have just anybody wander in here.
That's fair enough.
No, but my friend, I'm pretty sure my friend is still in Redsmith. I have to find him. And also, we need to figure out why the town's on fire. What do you mean you have to close the door?
Well, whatever has attacked the town is bound to come through those doors. We can't have that.
Well, to be fair, we did deal with what we saw was attacking the town. We have dealt with the creatures that were responsible for the fire. At least all the ones we saw.
Oh. And who sent them?
That's a very good question. We don't know. We were actually coming to ask Mrs. De Grey whether or not he might have any idea, or whether or not this location had been targeted in any way.
Listen, if you want to return to Redsmith, do so now. Otherwise, we're shutting the gate.
Are you?
Fuck Redsmith, let's go with De Grey.
Will you shut?
We won't be able to
after we
return.
leave?
We have to.
Can we agree on a secret knock so that when we come back you can let us in?
You can, of course, venture in through one of the other doors.
We're not aware of any of the other doors' locations.
You see the guard kind of just almost like a teenage girl sigh for a moment, just digs into his armor, pulls out a bit of scroll, unravels it, and he goes, "Here." He takes out another small bit of parchment for you. He goes, "Copy this down." And he unravels it for you, and showing that there is one in the town of Twilight in Trodor. There is one in Creephost in Ravenmill.
Well, why are
So,
these doors so far away from your house?
I don't think that they work quite like a normal door, SQ.
And SQ just kind of puts her hands on her hips and nods like she understands, but she really doesn't.
I believe that this is a sort of, for want of a better word, a gateway.
Oops.
So, think of it as a spatial version of the TARDIS rather than a temporal one, if that helps.
Oh no. I hate that awful box.
Well, this is like a sort of spatial version of what it does with time and space.
Alright, as long as that weird, creepy guy who... I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a PhD, he just wants us to call him Doctor.
I'm fairly certain that he's probably smarter than all of us combined.
I mean, you have like a computer for a brain though, so I don't know if he's smarter than you.
I believe me, I would wager a large amount of money that he is a lot more complex and a lot more powerful than we suspect.
And SQ kind of rolls her eyes and does that teenage girl sigh thing as well, and it's like, Jesus, I was trying to give you a compliment.
I know you were, but
Logic brain taking over.
Pause.
Yeah, there are several people that we've met so far who I suspect are ridiculously more powerful than we currently give them credit for. Like, ridiculously.
Speaking of, where's Lonnie?
I don't know.
Do you think he got mad after the meat incident?
It's difficult for me to speculate on the emotional state of a goat.
I mean, I definitely recognized his emotional state. It was terrible. I did something awful.
Well, I mean, he might not be best pleased.
It's okay. I'm sure he'll come back when he's ready.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure there won't be any problem.
And scene. All right.
Okay, we're going to take down these locations. I would feel really bad about just abandoning Redsmith. I think that we ought to go back out there and try and help the people. But I'm prepared to be persuaded otherwise by you guys if you would prefer not to.
Just out of character real quick, I do want to clarify. At some point during a scene change, Lonnie was no longer with us. I just want to make sure Lonnie's still alive.
Well, I mean, yeah, Lonnie would have he would have followed you maybe up to the door. I mean, and then gone in and.
Oh well, in that case, SQ's like, well, I have to get Lonnie.
Of course.
Can she just open the door and be like, "Come on, Lonnie, we can't leave, but you can come in."
As right now, the door still functions for Redsmith, yeah, so...
Alright, well, yeah, in that case, SQ's just gonna open the door, and if she doesn't immediately see Lonnie, she's just gonna start yelling out the door, Lonnie! Lawnmower! Yeah, come on, buddy. Yeah, come on.
Alright. So we'll put him there for you.
And at
anyway.
this point, SQ's fine to, like, stay in this place. She's pretty sure the people of Redsmith are pissed off at her, because she, like, almost killed 2 of them, so...
Well,
Right.
to be fair, your intentions were right. You just didn't quite execute in the most efficient manner possible. But honestly, I mean, I understand your heart was in the right place.
Well, if we go back to Redsmith, we're stuck there, right? That's what the guard people said.
Well, I mean...
We're not stuck there. We can always leave.
Right? Yeah.
And we can always leave. And we now know that there are other ways of contacting Monsieur de Grey if we can get to another town. So I suggest that if we go back and help the townspeople, it's up to you. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to go, now that we've got Lonnie, do you want to go back or do you want to stay here?
As long as I have Lonnie, we can do anything.
Let's go to the manor. I don't really care that much for Redsmith, to be honest.
Fair enough. Kurosi? If you're speaking, mate, your mic's off.
Oh, hey, there he is.
Excellent.
I just need to get something before we go.
Well, if we leave, they're gonna close the door behind us, and then we'll have to travel.
What is it that you need to get?
Let's not play right now. We can go ahead and go.
I was going to say, is it possible for us to acquire the same thing in another location?
Most likely, if there's a...
Sorry, the same thing by... By that you mean what, sorry?
Rosie?
Oh. I thought you were talking to the DM. My bad.
Okay. All right. So you can either stay inside or venture out to Redsmith. It seems that the majority of you are choosing to. Are we staying in?
I think everybody.
I think we should venture out.
I think we should venture out if there's a reason for us to do so. If there's absolutely no reason other than curiosity, then I'd prefer to stay away from burning things.
I agree.
Well, we'll venture out. Who knows? We might find something interesting.
Or we could burn to death.
Would that be interesting?
I mean, I appreciate it's not a binary choice, but let's just say getting melted down wasn't on my list of things to do.
Well, just stay away from the flames.
If the entire town is on fire, which it kind of looked like it was spreading and was going to happen, then I think we're probably going to end up either having to leave town because it's burning down, or we'll end up staying in a bunch of ruined places because the fire has basically gutted almost every property in the town.
Kurosi, look at it this way. The next place we'll go will have more interesting things that you haven't already seen yet. so many new, interesting things. All of the firsts. These would have been seconds if we go back out now.
Ah,
That does have a certain logical quality.
all right, fine.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so it seems that the general consensus is leave the townsfolk to burn to death, and we'll.
Oh wait, hold up. What? I just came in. I missed a lot of stuff. People are burned to death. Excuse me, what?
God damn.
I was merely pointing out that if we don't go back and help people in Redsmith, the chances are that more people are going to burn to death in buildings.
But we
Well, let's go back there and help them.
we gave them gold.
No, hey, listen. I mean, with clear conscience, I can say that we certainly did our bit and tried to help people. I'm not laying a guilt trip on anyone. I'm just merely stating the obvious.
But why stay here when we can help more potential lives?
Do you remember the last time we tried to help? None of us had water. We had to form a bucket brigade, and that barely worked.
No, I mean that's a very good
work.
point. None of us have got the capacity. I mean, we did what we could, which was drive off the attackers.
And we gave them knowledge of bucket brigading, so if there are more fires, they can put them out.
Mm-hmm.
Gave them.
Well, there's more people to help with the fires.
Gave them firefighting capabilities. They should be fine now.
No,
But they still need more people to help.
Teach a man where water is, and he can fill a bucket. Show him how to fill a bucket and throw it. He can do it for himself. Rinse and repeat.
But sure, most people have to do the same thing. Then they build a nation on fishing.
I mean, look. If we go back there, we're going to be going back to, and we potentially could help some people. On the
And
other hand,
that's all I need.
Well, we can
on the
help
other hand,
other people.
yeah. On the other hand, we do seem to be committed to this mission of collecting the shards of gems, which seems to be monumentally more important than saving a few townsfolk from a possibly preventable death.
It certainly does seem very much like that train dilemma.
Yeah.
Right? Do you save the
And
one to... Yeah.
Oh no, I'm a complete sociopath. I pushed the fat bastard off the bridge. I wouldn't have a problem
really
making that
hard.
decision.
And she's like, save the crystals, save the world. Save a couple townsfolk. We still don't save the town. But if we save the crystals,
we do save the
maybe
people.
the town never will have caught on fire.
That's a very good point. Potentially using the time crystals in some senses, we could possibly at some point go back in time and stop the attack on the town. It's also a possibility.
I'm done with this town. It's really hot now. I think we should find a new vacation spot.
This wasn't never meant to be a vacation.
Really? Oh.
Listen, I'd hate to break this up, but we're going to be closing the gate soon, so...
Close the gate.
Close the gate.
Okay.
Heartbroken crows on the ground.
You do what? Sorry.
You just see a heartbroken crows just sitting on the ground on the ring.
Escu's gonna crawl over to him and like hug him.
I think we need to keep the bigger picture in mind. I think that's
Holy.
The only reason why I'm saying.
Not now, Lee. Just let him feel.
Oh.
The only reason why I'm staying is because the time stones, we could stop this from ever happening.
Exactly.
Well, I'm still going to feel 100% guilty for this.
What?
guards all back up their positions. You notice that the front door that you've come in. You've noticed. Hello.
Sorry,
Yeah.
no, my mic is doing weird things. I was just checking it's still working. Continue.
You're good. You notice on the door that there are 3 symbols on it along the top, and one of them begins to almost glow for a moment, then just fade out. During this fading out, you do notice now, it's hard to tell with all this sort of unnatural lighting in here, with all the torches and the fireplace light, and many magical lighting arrangements all around. But the other 2 are very, very faintly glowing.
Okay, that means they've closed the gate.
You recognize the symbol of the crossed swords, that being, of course, being Redsmith. The other 2 symbols, one of them is of a fist, the other is of a castle.
Those are probably the symbols that the city guard adopt in these other places. Okay.
I think a castle seems more appealing than getting punched.
Okay, so we've split the door frame here. This side there is Twilight, that side there is Creep Host.
Right. Thank you.
Which one has the fist and which one has the castle?
And he kind of he points out. He goes, that one, and the fist. He goes, that one's Twilight, and the castle, more like a tower, really. And he points. He goes, that one's Creep House.
Okay. What you said that when we got back, the attack was happening. Was that in the afternoon, or in the evening, or in the day? So what time did that happen?
The attack, like the fire.
Redsmith.
That was around nighttime. I want to say like the sun's down, so, but not quite midnight. Yeah.
In which case, I would suggest that we all get a good night's sleep, relax, and in the morning we then go out and explore whichever one of these 2 other places we decide to go to. I think we could all do with a good rest.
I'm great. I could go on for another.
I could. My power unit needs to power down and recharge.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it's sort of about 9 or 10 in the evening by now.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Well, in which
Won't
case,
Mr. DeGrey be in soon?
he'll be back by morning, I believe.
Alright, so
Yeah, before the sunrise. Yeah.
I guess we should sleep and then we can all talk to him.
Yeah, hopefully we can speak to him in the morning.
Alright, good night.
And SQ's just gonna like run up the stairs with Lonnie to her room.
All right. So yes, you make your way up to the room. All of you that need to go up and sleep, you guys make your ways up to your various rooms, and you're getting a nice, good, decent sort of rest for a moment, at least. Now, are we doing a long rest or just like a short rest?
Yes.
Long rest?
No, do a full long rest. It's about 10 o'clock in the evening now, so we'll just have sleep overnight. Up in the morning, have a bit of brekkie, and then we're fresh for the day starting on. I say have a bit of brekkie. I do mean everybody else.
Right.
I was about to say, is Lee just gonna be joining us?
Technically,
yes, he sits at the table.
Yes, he'll be joining you. He just won't be eating.
All right. As you all as you all go for the rest, Crossy, you never took that ring off.
Oh no.
I was just gonna say it. I did not say anything just yet. I was literally just gonna say it, but I was
Okay.
just on.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
I didn't agree to wrong was just yet.
Oh, come on. I wanted Bunny 2.0.
Oh my god, one of these days we're gonna wake up to just like a bunny in his bed.
Right. So as Legis, as you go up and you power down, and SQ, you practically starfish on the bed. And Crucy, you find your own means of relaxing. It's around maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Not quite sunrise, but not midnight either. And for a moment, SQ, you just hear this tapping sound in your room. It sounds steady at first. Just a and it stops.
Oh.
Lonnie, it's not time to practice your dance routine. Go to sleep.
The tapping becomes a bit more non-rhythmical and just becomes just a series of taps.
Lonnie, what? Oh my god, what song are you even listening to in your head? And she's gonna sit up and look around.
You find Lonnie at the foot of the bed, held up, snoring.
No, but no.
And SQ's gonna like grab her pillow and like clutch it to herself and bring her knees up to her chest, and she's just gonna kind of get like scooch really close to Lonnie and look around and wait. She's just waiting. She doesn't know what's happening right now. And she's also still half asleep.
Right. The tapping begins to become a bit more rhythmic again with that. So just a coming off from this wall.
Who's in the room next to me?
No one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, SQ's just gonna scream at the top of her lungs.
Okay. You begin screaming. Just as you do so, you see out from the lantern hanging in your room. You see the oddest thing. At first, it's just like a bright flash of this, almost like an aquamarine sort of colored blue. Begins to sort of fade a little bit. You can kind of see details coming through. And as you're still sort of screaming, you see this almost weirdly blue spectral hand come out from the lantern in almost like a smoke sort of snake following its way up to your mouth.
SQ immediately stops screaming. If anything, she's also going to follow it up with a, "Sorry, never mind, false alarm, night terrors."
I was going to say,
shit.
persuasion. Are you going to persuade?
No, I rolled the wrong one. I meant to roll perception. I am oblivious.
Aware. Yeah, you are unaware.
As the spectral hand is coming towards her, SQ's gonna like dive to the like on the floor at the foot of her bed and like rifle through it and pull out the genie bottle, and she's gonna rub it really fast.
Yes, Robert. What?
You, a small little squirrel that is dressed very keenly, like you, pops out and kind of looks at the hand, like gets a squinty face going on, kind of looks back at you and begins tugging on your shirt and kind of like patting you and trying to point you towards the lantern.
And Esky's gonna follow the tugging. She's going with it, but she's also like, poor Lonnie. She's kind of like grabbing him by one of like his horns and like dragging him with her. Like, Lonnie, wake up, we're going.
As the spectral hand sort of like recoils in on itself, coming back towards the lantern, you'd see that it's more of this blue, almost billowing smoke is coming out of it, but it's not so much smoke. It's more like a cloud, and it begins to form features. And you see suddenly pushing through a blast of bright blue light. A very familiar tiefling.
And again, poor Lonnie. SQ is going to immediately drop Lonnie. And she's going to keep hold of the lamp, though, in her other hand, because she's not sure if she should let it go. And she's going to, like, jump off the bed and run towards this blue tiefling and be like, ah! Zru? Are you still drunk?
You see the almost dead-looking eyes, looking almost off into the distance, looking through you. You see a little smile form in the corner of his mouth as he nods.
You are still drunk. That's not great. But I kept your lamp. I kept it safe. And your squirrel. Why is she dressed like me?
He points to the squirrel. Points to you.
Is that my spirit animal?
He smiles once again and nods.
Lonnie, you have a sister. And then she looks back at Zru and she's like, why aren't you talking? Talk to me. Where have you been? What happened to you? Why are you glowing?
Begins to cover his mouth. At this moment, he reaches into his robes and produces a very familiar looking item. Is yet one of the missing pieces, the time pendant.
Is it blue?
It is blue.
God damn you, Randy.
He then shows the gem, reaches into the folds of his robes once again, and produces a small snail. It has 3 little sort of red dots in a triangle formation, the top portion of the shell. So he sort of waves the blue gem, waves small snail shell. He kind of pushes them together, and they just form this large sphere of water in front of you. And then, in an instant, just as he's arrived, you feel suddenly your feet being a little wet. As you look down to see the puddle that's forming around you, as you look back up, just as quickly as he came, Saru disappears.
Lonnie? We have to go wake everyone up. Like right now. Are her feet still wet? Is there still a puddle?
As you look back down at the puddle again to check it out, you see that it too has gone.
And she's gonna gather up all her shit and hawk Lonnie under one arm, and she's going to bang on everyone's door.
What's going on?
This guy that I knew, and I think he's like my boyfriend, maybe my ex-boyfriend. I think he's dead. You guys have to wake up. There's so much.
What? It's the blue guy? Is he? What do you mean he's dead?
Just wake up. And she's like,
I'm awake.
Are you dressed? Can I come in?
No, but it's fine.
No, that's not fine. I'm gonna go wake Legis up. She's gonna run over to Legis' door and bang on it.
Believe you were here.
No, I'm not dressed, but it's fine. Open door.
Just go ahead.
Oh my god, I love Tinder so much.
All right. So as you're banging in and on and around people's doors, I'll get you out of that room in case you can't make it out. You're banging around on all the people's lovely little doors there, and you're waking them up. This is only halfway through the long rest, so you haven't quite completed it yet.
She doesn't care.
Okay.
She's freaking out.
All right.
I will come out of power down mode and come to the door and yes.
I think I know where the next crystal is. It's blue and there's water and a snail.
What? There's the water gym?
And I have a spirit animal.
two
It's a
questions.
squirrel. It's dressed like me.
Okay, two questions.
Yes.
One, how did you find out this information? And two, why did you think that was important enough to wake me up?
My almost boyfriend showed up in my lamp. And
Is he a genie?
told me, and then he almost flooded my room, I think.
Well, I mean, Tinder does that sort of thing occasionally, so I'm,
Wait,
what?
what?
Tinder disappears in and out of a little object. I mean, that doesn't seem to be that unusual for
Well,
you,
no,
Squishy.
he didn't come out of the lamp. The squirrel came out of the lamp. He came out of my actual room lamp.
The squirrel is a genie?
No, I think the squirrel is my spirit animal. She dresses just like me.
What?
Okay, so sorry. Let me just. I have another question. Have you imbibed or ingested any unusual substances recently?
Not on purpose.
Right.
What does that mean?
No, I'm
Well,
not
look,
drunk. I swear I'm not drunk, and I don't think I took any drugs.
Small parcel of mushrooms rolls out.
Guys, no. Okay, so I knew this guy, right? And he was a tiefling, and he was blue, and he had wings, and he had a lamp, and he would go in and out of the lamp sometimes, and then he came out of my wall lamp, and so I rubbed his lamp, and then a little squirrel popped out, and she was dressed like me, and then he showed me the blue crystal, and then he showed me a snail shell, and then he smushed them together, and then my room started to flood, and then he disappeared.
He showed you his lamp and you rubbed it, huh?
I mean,
That's
yes.
So blue snail,
No, it was just a snail, but it had like weird. It was a snail shell with weird designs on it, and then the blue crystal, and then he smushed both of those together, and then there was a puddle, and then he disappeared.
Are you sure you weren't dreaming?
Does that normally happen when you rub a lamp? Or?
No, usually when I rub the lamp, the squirrel just comes out and then runs around and looks at me and makes like weird faces and does like miming, and then it goes back in the lamp. Here, look.
And she's gonna pull the lamp out of her bag and rub it.
Okay. As you do so, you must have forgotten that the squirrel is still out. And you begin to rub frantically, hoping for this squirrel to begin to pop out of the genie bottle, but nothing's happening.
Oh God, guys, wait, no, I think I locked the squirrel in my room. Oh God, SQ sounds fucking insane right now.
I believe you.
It's
No, I believe you. But I
I
have no
don't
question.
believe you. You're insane.
Needles seems to be teetering on the edge there.
Jesus.
And
Do you still have the shell that the Great gave you?
Do I?
Who, me?
Yeah, I remember the Great handing you a shell, I think.
Tinder. Didn't he give you a shell?
Yeah, it was like an amulet and like a little piece of cloth, I think, to open the magic place.
Okay, I promise
You're
I
right.
won't touch it. Can you just pull it out so I can see it?
Okay, I'll pull it out.
Is it the same shell?
It is in fact not. So the symbol that was given to you by De Grey for the magic shop, or more specifically, more for the underground trading market, is more like a small sort of black medallion, more than a snail shell.
No, that's not it. Does anyone else have a shell?
I don't have a shell. Nope, no shells.
Alright, well really
What
quick.
is happening right now? I'm going back to bed.
No, wait, hold on, I have to show you the squirrel. I swear to God, it's real. And she's gonna run back to her room and open the door and see if the squirrel's still there.
Does she often do this? I haven't been with you that long. Does she have some like mental disability test that sometimes act up, or
No, as far as I'm aware, it's usually only triggered by substance abuse.
oh, okay? Does she
So
normally like
God.
remember? Does she said she hasn't used anything when she's had before?
no, I mean, to be fair, she has generally been pretty upfront about the fact that she was drunk or whatever. I mean, there was the whole tucking into bed incident, and that's not the first time.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's not the only occasion that I think that she has been inebriated. There was that other occasion with the dwarf drinking, and
Oh God.
those were the ones that just come immediately to mind. So,
So what do you think of this? She said something about the water gem, yeah, like the blue. What?
she mentioned a blue gem, and
Is it still there?
and she mentioned that her blue friend got a blue gem, and then got a snail and shoved the gem in the snail, and then disappeared into a wall. If I get
Oh my
that
God.
correct.
This game of telephone
What?
is turning weird.
What is her
I
friend?
like it. I actually like
is
how
her
it's going.
boyfriend some strange creature or something? Like,
Well,
Well, it was blue.
Meanwhile, SQ is like in the doorway of her room with her lamp out, and she's like tapping the lamp, like, come on, little squirrel, come on.
I thought her friend was just a tiefling. Is
may I
it
ask
magical?
something? For all the guardians of the gym that we had came up across, they had some sort of element. The first one that we faced was I'm presuming wind because we never actually fought them. And the second one was fire. So perhaps the next one is some sort of water snail monster.
It's entirely possible. Although why a scary sea monster would take the shape of a snail, I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe this was all just a vision? Is that what we're getting at?
I'm
Magical
all I'm-
boyfriend is showing her visions or something?
It's possible.
Hey, I've seen Stranger Things.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have seen strange things, but come on, it's fucking weird.
It's like
It's like
I heard a
like
rumble.
you
Taylor's
found
like-
a bite of death and survived. You wouldn't call that strange?
Eh.
It's like
I'm-
I feel like everyone's taking crazy pills.
And just to prove the point, SQ is still like waving the lamp, and she's now walking the
SQ,
perimeter
stop.
around her room like squirrel, squirrel,
Right.
squirrel.
Roll a perception
Go
check.
back to bed,
Perception.
please.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think we should handle this back in the morning.
Dice don't fail me now.
I mean,
swear to God.
it's very useful information, but I don't think there's anything we can do with it at
Okay.
precisely this moment in time. So I would suggest we get back to sleep.
Okay.
I mean, SQ, if you're very worried, you can sleep in my bed. I'm going to be meditating.
Okay, I'll be right in. I just need to find the squirrel.
Okay. So
Of course you do.
so with the 17, as just at the moment of everyone sort of closing the door, and Lee just kind of leaving his open and walking in, and so at this moment you're kind of frantically looking around. You're like, I'm not crazy, and you see it sort of scurrying around the stair banister, making his way downstairs.
You little bitch, get back here! And she's going down the stairs.
Wait, he's illegal.
Just called a squirrel.
Well, it's her spirit animal. It's basically she's just calling her spirit a bitch. Which
Right.
we all know is true.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it sounds pretty accurate.
All right. So, as you see him sort of rushing downstairs, begin to follow him. The guards, of course, up on the top level there are still there and are very aware of you sort of following going downstairs where they haven't seen the squirrel. But nonetheless, as you're making your way down, you see the squirrel like just at the last let me get you right up there, just on the last step, sort of make a jump and sort of do a skid maneuver as he slips under the door at the base of the stairs.
Oh boy. Lonnie, cover your ears. And she's gonna put her hands over Lonnie's ears. And she's just gonna sound the damn alarm. High pitched screeching.
Okay. You begin high-pitched screeching as loud as you can. Give me, we'll say performance check. I mean, if you want to use your loot, you can get some. What was that? I think you get advantage on that.
Oh fuck yeah. She's gonna use her loot, and all you hear is like it's screeching in the background, so it's basically like a heavy metal version of that one song, Sound the Alarm! Sound the Alarm! Yeah, that.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh wait, advantage, hold on, let me roll again.
You may crit,
It is
and
both 19.
Okay. Yeah, you call the attention of literally everyone that is in upstairs. Everyone can hear this, just almost as if it's resonating through their wooden doors. The guards all around you and everything are kind of all kind of taken back by what you're doing. Basically, to them, you've gone out, you've screamed in your room, gone out, you rambled on about a squirrel, and now you're at the top of the steps, screaming as loud as you can with the loot.
Oh yes, I'm visibly having a mental breakdown.
So now, convincing your party that you're not insane is up on you.
I'm gonna need some pretty strong persuasion rolls here, Jesus Christ. So, I guess we are all woken up again.
You are indeed.
I'll go to where the screeching is coming from.
Yeah, you are woken up and you hear the screeching. It's up to you if you want to respond to said screeching.
Yes, I can't sleep like this.
Can I just turn the internal audio sensors down and go back to meditating?
Oh my god, yeah. SQ is like, she already has told Lonnie, stay at the base of the stairs, watch that door with your life, and Lonnie's like, yes ma'am. And she's running upstairs to make sure, and also so she can grab her bag.
Alright.
And she's doing the thing again. She's banging on all the doors, and then she's running to her room, grabbing her bag, and banging on all the doors again.
Alright. You guys just see this frantic halfling just banging on all the doors.
I'm really regretting transferring out the sleep spell now.
You take silence by any chance?
I did, but I swapped that out as well, sadly.
No!
You have no spells to quiet me.
I have fireball!
But I was going to say I do. It would just provide a little more permanent solution to the problem.
Yes! Permanent silence! Cleanse this fucking castle of this.
God. Oh yeah, no. Meanwhile, SQ's still banging on doors. She's like, guys, the squirrel, it ran under a door. We have to go now. Wake up, everybody wake up.
SQ, stop.
What?
Stop.
What?
Why do you even want to catch the squirrel?
Guards, what seems to be the problem here?
Oh, thank God you're here. My squirrel ran under that door, and we have to go get him.
Right.
We don't have to do anything.
SQ
I'm certain that
runs down the stairs and like glomps onto DeGray's leg.
Okay, how about this? My Magnum Method will go underneath it. He's very small. And then he can catch the squirrel, yeah?
Will he hurt the squirrel?
Not if I don't make him.
No, he won't. Squirrel.
Well, I think we should take care of this.
Oh yeah, Little Legis can do it too. He might be a little less threatening than floating fire.
Right. What's this about squirrels?
Okay, so my blue almost boyfriend guy came through the wall lamp, and I rubbed my lamp, and my squirrel came out, and then he smushed a snail and the blue crystal together, and then there was a puddle, and then he disappeared, and then my squirrel ran through the door, and I have to go get it.
Oh, by the way, none of those words were euphemisms, by the way.
What does that mean?
Right. You're sure you've seen this?
What do you mean? Ask Lonnie.
He looks over to the guards that are sort of guarding the door the squirrel's gone into. He gives them a nod. He goes, "Go check it out. It's the squirrel center. That's
and
right.
she yells after them, "She's dressed like me."
I sincerely doubt whether or not there's a multitude of squirrels in there that they need to choose from.
I figured
After-
I'd make it clear, though.
For a few minutes, you see them coming back out.
No squirrel?
No squirrel in there, boss.
Yeah.
SQ is looking up at DeGray with the biggest, watery, I'm about to cry eyes you've ever seen.
Oh, joy.
That's all she's doing. She's not saying anything, but there is a little bit of snot coming out of one nostril.
Then
Are you sure that the squirrel went under that particular door?
And she just starts sobbing into DeGray's pant leg.
Does anyone
Alright.
have like, oh fuck.
I'll take that as a yes.
All right.
SQ and Crocy, are you down here as well? You're kind of in the mix.
Yeah.
Okay. So SQ, well, actually, everyone, I need you all to roll me a perception check, please.
Alright.
I better get
I will.
low.
I will perception for mentally as well.
Sorry, can you do which?
I will perception for me mentally.
I'm rolling everything with advantage.
Can I roll a disadvantage? Can I roll again? Because she's literally like snotting all over DeGray's pant leg. She's not looking anywhere.
Sure.
I seem to be supremely uninterested by any of this.
All right. Okay. So with that, okay, we got 13. Ooh, 5, 2. Yeah. At this moment, Legis, everything is just kind of like, yeah, another squirrel. Yeah. And you just kind of gone into internal processing mode.
Yeah.
However, at first, it kind of catches the eye of you, SQ, and Tinder. As both guards had left, you'd noticed one of them had gone off into sort of what you remember to be almost like the kitchen area. Gone in there, the bag that he is not wearing now.
Oh god, they're eating the squirrel.
No! And SQ is going to very quickly like wipe her snot and tears off on DeGray's pant leg and then book it. And as she's passing the stairs, she's gonna grab Lonnie. And where's the kitchen? Is it
Over here.
Over there. She's gonna run around and head towards the kitchen.
All right.
So, Crossy would just try to follow, make sure she doesn't get herself in any more trouble.
Okay. Yeah, you walk up. This is the door to the kitchen there. You walk up and you sort of panically bust open the doors. And inside... Oh, sorry. Let me get you in there. Oh, everything's frozen on me.
She's dropping Lonnie right outside the door before she goes in, so that just in case she has to fight off some crazies.
Gotcha. Inside, you see a very modest kitchen. Cast iron pots and things of that nature all around. A cooking stove. A large central table that seems to be the place to prepare the foods. A large pantry. It seems to be off into the north of the room. And some shelving with various food items all on it. And a small halfling cook, blonde, very pointy ears, and you see her just kind of mixing something up in a giant pot. You see the bag that was previously around the god's waist. You see it's now opened and empty.
And Esky's gonna address her in halfling. What are you cooking? What did you just put in there?
Are they making stew?
What kind of stew? What kind of animal did you just put in there?
We don't put animal in here.
What?
Insight.
Oh yeah, no, SQ right now she sees another halfling, and SQ is not one to call a person a liar. So she's pretty much just like, wait, well,
You're one
what
of
do
my
you mean
people.
you don't use meat? What's in there?
Not meat.
Vegetables?
Yes, vegetables.
Can I see? And she's gonna
Still not
take
ready yet.
another step forward. Well, I didn't know if I could taste it. I want to see it.
It is not ready.
And SQ's just very slowly gonna pull out her loot and do the bass line. She's gonna say, "Move, bitch.
I don't know about that.
Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way."
You are very snappy, you are.
I will be even more snappy if you don't.
Over
move.
stew.
I want to know what kind of stew you're making. There was a squirrel. It's my squirrel. I want to make sure you're not cooking her.
There is no squirrel here. She steps aside as she takes the lid of the pot and kind of lifts it back up. Puff of steam comes up, and inside you see it sort of bubbling and turning, and a thick sort of brownish ooze with every now and then a carrot and a potato sort of popping up.
Is there a spoon that SQ can like stir the contents with to make sure that there's no squirrel body?
There is a ladle there, yeah.
Okay, SQ's gonna use that and stir it.
Okay. Potatoes, carrots, thick brown goop.
And then she's gonna put the ladle back, and then she's gonna kiss the lady right on the tip of her nose and say, "Okay, thank you. Where's my squirrel?
I've seen no squirrel.
Can I check your
Satisfied?
pantry?" It's not that I
What
don't
do you-
believe you. It's just I saw someone come in here, and I just want to make sure that my squirrel's not here.
I can assure you, nothing came in here except for guard.
Except for what?
Guard.
Who's that?
Man in armor.
Did he seem like maybe he was uncomfortable because he had a squirrel in his clothing?
Not that I know. Come to drop off herbs.
Okay. Could I have a bowl of that to go, by the way?
Soup is not ready.
Alright. And right before she leaves, she's gonna dart to the pantry and look inside.
Okay. Plenty of rude vegetables. I don't realise. Oh, because there's no light in there. But yeah, plenty of rude vegetables. There seems to be boxes and crates and bins and all sorts of things. Crushed up jars of crushed up spices and all sorts of things, all kind of mashed in and around there. From what you can tell, no squirrels.
Mini-me, are you here? Alright, I guess not. And then she's gonna leave.
Okay. Well, SQ is having a mild break in the kitchen. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'll try to find what she's looking for.
Okay, you're trying to look for a small squirrel.
Yeah, because why not?
Why not? Exactly. All right.
If she says she's seen it, she's seen it. That's gross with my set.
Makes sense to me. All right. So, as you're digging in around, Kirsty, give me a perception check, please.
And immediately help me.
Yeah, he can do the help action. Oh. Okay, we'll do 20. So, as you're looking around, you have no doubt in your mind that this whole squirrel story is absolutely true. And it's just a matter of looking for it. As you're coming down the steps, you see from underneath the door 2 small little furry paws.
Not crazy.
Alright.
I mean, slightly less crazy. There was many more details of this story that didn't make sense.
Well, Grossy goes up and try to pull. We'll try pull the paws.
As you get close to the paws, kind of sink under, and the 2 guards that are guarding the door squeeze in and block the door. May I help you, sir?
Yes. There's a squirrel that's through that door over there.
You too. Volume check. There's nothing there.
Oh. Well, that's what you say. But I always trust my eyes. And when they see something, they see something. Matter of fact, my little cave right here, also seen it.
As you begin talking to this the guards, one of the guards kind of looks past you and kind of gets a little sort of almost a bit antsy. One guard's coming out, taps the other guard on the shoulder. Finally, break time. This weirdo out.
As the transfer is happening, I whisper to Neely to sneak in through the door.
You're trying to sneak into the door with guards posted in front of it.
I mean, like he's obviously distracted because his shifts are changing. So
the one guard is. Yeah, there's 2.
Oh,
A moment later, the guard comes out. See the guard that you were just chatting with on the shoulder. He goes off. Both on the door.
all right.
Sorry, sir, but this room is off limits.
Yeah, but something very precious of mine happened to roll underneath those doors.
What might that be, sir?
It was a small furry little figure that I was sort of working on.
What's it look like, sir?
Sort of like a squirrel.
Nice try, sir.
Okay,
Well, if you
I
don't
have a plan.
have this guy go check the room. I can't see through his eyes, but if he can find it, he can find it.
I'm sorry, sir. You're not allowed in this room. Neither is your
I'm not asking.
toy. The only real reason you get to go through these doors is if you're Mr. de Grey or one of his very treasures that he likes to keep here.
All right.
And you seem like neither, sir.
All right. Dorothy heads back upstairs.
Okay. Defeated.
Not defeated. Strategizing.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, and Legis, during this time period, what have you been up to?
Going back to my room and meditating.
Indeed, okay. You've been
I'm
meditating.
seriously, I'm completely bewildered by what's going on. This is obviously some weird thing that squishy things do, and I'm going back to bed.
Fair enough. Humans, right?
Squishy.
Yeah.
Squishy drama.
Yeah, it's they're ruled by their emotions. I mean, what can you do? I'm going to go back and start meditating. I've told SQ she can sleep in my bed, so I'm going to basically just sit cross-legged on the floor and just power down and meditate.
All right. So, as you are continuing on Tinder during this whole thing of squirrel chasing, what have you been doing?
I think I'll go back to bed.
You're going back to bed as well. Okay. All right. Crossy, back to USQ. You're still kind of in the kitchen. You haven't quite seen anything. You haven't found any squirrels. All do you know of Crossy and his encounter with the squirrel under the door?
SQ's gonna kind of like wave to her fellow halfling and be like, "Thank you for giving me information, and I'm sorry that I bothered you."
No problem. Itch.
Did you just call her a bitch?
You called her a bitch.
Oh no. Yeah, but that's
Oops.
different.
It's different when it's a song.
Yeah, and SQ's gonna look at her and be like, "I'm sorry. What did you just say?"
I said soup's not ready.
That's not what you said. What did you just say?
I do not have time for this. She kind of just turns around, picks up the ladle, and begins spinning around. Go find your rodent somewhere else.
My rodent? Okay, technically, yes, squirrels are rodents. But she is a special rodent, and how dare you? You're a very awful bitch, lady person, and don't call me a bitch before I leave, because then I'll have to argue until I get the last word again. Goodbye! And she's gonna leave.
All right. Just had an argument with the soup lady. Okay.
Lonnie, let's go. Everyone here is kind of awful.
All right. Are you making your way back upstairs as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Her feelings are hurt.
Oh, you'll be happy to notice that as you ascend the stairs, many of your other companions have toddled off to bed. However, Percy stands firm at the top of the steps, and it does look like he's planning something.
And as she comes across Crossy, she's gonna look at him and say, is that... Did you make another, Did you... You made another one, didn't you?
And other what?
A mini Legis?
Well,
Yeah, kind of sort of, but that's not what I'm happy about.
what are you doing?
I found the squirrel.
Where did... What? Where?
Yeah. It's through one of the forbidden doors that we're not allowed to go through, but I got a plan.
Should we we should probably wake everyone up. Or should we wait until morning?
No.
I think
Let
he
them
would
sleep.
probably want to kill me if I woke him up again.
I am so pleased I am not involved in this.
Just let them sleep. Let them sleep.
Okay, where's my squirrel?
Still downstairs
Why didn't you bring him up here?
because he went through one of the doors that the guards are too blind to see.
They lied to me. They told me he wasn't through the door.
Again, they're too blind to see. And
Are we gonna go get our squirrel?
sort.
Can I go get my squirrel? You come with me?
Yes, but they won't let us in unless we're the root or the gal. But all I need to gain there is a distraction.
As much as I would like to go right this very moment, I think Legis specifically would be upset if we left him behind. Tinder would be upset if we left him behind and we ended up killing anything. Because then he would be upset that he didn't get to kill anything.
Again, we're not hurting nothing. We're just doing a little sneaky mission.
You don't know. I'm not good at being sneaky. I play an instrument for a living.
I am. I'm good at being sneaky. All I need you is to be a distraction. I think you can manage that.
Nice. Can you do that, SQ? Can you be the loudest thing in the room? And call attention to everyone?
Yes.
Alright.
SQ is on board.
Alright.
Alright.
Two of you and your... Oh, there you go. The two of you and your companions.
Wait, so first, I need to go to my room. I need to do this, and I need to do this so that nobody will see me.
Okay.
When I do this, so I I'll do this in my room.
Okay.
And so she just wait outside my room.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And while she waits, she's gonna brush her hair, and then she's gonna brush Lonnie's hair with the same brush.
And then I cast a quick little spell that I traded in called Invisibility.
Nice.
Oops. Well,
Oh.
How can this little adventure go wrong?
How could it run?
Before SQ leaves, she's gonna... Where is... Oh, God. Okay, we're downstairs, so I can't see upstairs, but she's gonna talk to one of the guards. Since they're still upstairs.
Wait. As before you leave, you see a door open. The door open, and a tap on your shoulder. You ready?
You just received an invisible tap on your shoulder, SQ.
SQ freezes and kind of like stares off into the distance, and she's like, God?
No, it's me, Crocy.
Oh, where... Are you naked?
No, but I am invisible.
Oh. But you don't have to take your clothes off to be invisible.
No.
That's good. Well, since you're invisible, actually, hold on just a second.
And she's gonna fill a pouch with all of her money. Which is, one...
Okay, so far you're chasing an invisible squirrel, and you've just given the invisible man all of your money.
Well, yeah, but she's telling him, I need you to put this in bartender's room. Since you're invisible, you can just, like, go in and out. And no one will see you. But I owe him money.
Alright. I do this quick thing.
And I'll just post how much money she puts in that vouch.
Okay.
Alright.
I think you owe me about 665 or something along those lines. But let me check.
Oh, well, this is how much she puts in the pouch, though.
This is how much you're going to get.
How do you still have that much money? Where did you get this?
I've
is
been
it in the
playing this game
Discord?
for a while. Yeah, no, I
Right.
did a couple of things before you guys came along.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, I assumed I needed, I loaned you that blah 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 because you only had like 4,365 gold pieces and the drums were 5,000. So I presumed you would, pay for the rest.
I mean, you offered, and Eski's like, what a gentleman.
It's not. Not how it works.
Alright.
That's not
So
what I
she
thought
wanted
we
to-
were doing.
She wanted a free meal. She went and she's like, yeah, I don't want to pay for it.
Hey, you got paid. You got paid back.
No,
Alright.
it's okay.
Alright, so
My
Okay, so-
God.
Okay. So, Crucy, you are invisible and you're at the top of the stairs after leaving
Right.
behind a little floating coin bag. You're at the top of the steps, visible.
I give the coin back to Muley and just tell him to give it to put it into Tinder's room so that I don't actually have the floor in the bag in my hands.
Okay.
Alright. And he still get his money without me actually doing it. So
Yeah.
yeah. I wanted to ask you distract those two guards for me.
Which ones? At the
Both
front
of them.
door? Oh, okay. Hold on. And Eski's gonna kind of go off to this side. And she's gonna say, alright. This is just what we practiced for, okay, Lonnie? I need you to dance like you've never danced before. And Lonnie's gonna step up, and SQ's gonna start playing a song. I don't know any goat-related songs, so I can't do anything about that.
Are you using a dancing goat as a distraction?
Yeah, that was literally what she spent 30 days on the boat ride back doing, was teaching Lonnie dance routines to her songs. Look at God
What
damn.
could
Look at the
possibly
long
go
time.
wrong?
I swear to God I put it in there.
All right. So, SQ, you'll need to give me a performance, and that would be advantage because you're using your loot. And Crucy, you need to give me a stealth check with advantage because you're invisible.
Alright, come on. I have good decks. That's the reason why I'm a tank. Well. Here we go.
Okay. All right. So, your performance of this is so overwhelming. The guards have no choice but to approach you. Seeing no other threat in front of them, this guard will, of course, begin to approach you. It's a bit too loud for that right now. Some of the guards are actually in their quarters.
Alright, no, that's fine, that's fine. And she'll put her lute away, and then she'll just start, doing, rhythmic clapping while she does, a very awkward, horrible dance.
All right. Kirsty, with a 16, you do manage, with this distraction, to open the door and close it behind you. You are now inside of this room.
Alright. I try to look for the squirrel.
At first, you don't see anything. Looking around, looking at all the objects, and then suddenly you see a small brown-colored sort of blur, just kind of, and it fizzes back to the other side. It's here, but it's hard to track. It's whizzing in and out of many of the cabinets, and very hard to keep track of just where it is. But you do know that it's in this room.
And just a really quick side note, did Mini Lee just go through the door with him?
No, he's giving the money to Zaru. To Tinder, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So, let's see here. Going through my list of spells real quick.
Okay. So at this moment, as you're kind of contemplating your next strategic move, you suddenly feel a bump hitting against your leg as the brown blur that is rushing around the room suddenly poof, hits into your leg.
Wow.
It rubs his nose a little bit.
I grabbed it.
Okay, give me a dexterity check. And you can either do dexterity or you can do like a sleight of hand.
Alright. I see here. $14.
Oh, I'm not typing in at all. Let's see. Yeah. You reach down and just in brief instinct, just give a quick snap, and you grab the squirrel. The squirrel begins to sort of panic a little bit as you see it sort of flailing around midair.
I try to try to calm it down by giving pets on the head.
Give me some animal handling.
13.
At first, it's like it is taken back. I mean, it is bumped into something that it cannot see, and now is being snatched by something it cannot even bother to know that's there. It is now has been lifted up in the air by said thing. As you begin to sort of pet and begin to speak to it, it sort of calms down and get the sense that it kind of maybe recognizes you. You see it kind of reaching both little tiny front paws, and kind of you see them both kind of trying to point and in kind of in one direction towards the room. Pointing over to this case.
I go over to what it's pointing at. Curiosity going to get the best of me.
Inside that case there is a long broadsword. It has some interesting sort of markings on it, as well as it has collection of seashells and snail shells and all crab shell, all sorts of little intricate little shells in and amongst these.
No shells. Oh. So, do I know exactly what kind of pattern that SQ told me about the snail shell?
She only said pattern.
I need to go.
Okay.
So you guys, something came up. The earlier time was a lot better for me, but it's fine.
Fair enough.
Have fun with your weird Thanks.
Yes, no, we'll be wrapping up here soon, so your long rest will have counted.
Alright.
And I'll post the video later tonight.
Indeed. Okay, so we're here in the
Okay.
room.
So now you know specific information. He's not going to overstay his welcome, but he will ensure the score that we will try to get what he's trying to get.
Okay.
All right, and then
And are you making your way back out the room?
yeah, sneak. He'll peek corner, see if it's clear.
Yeah, but SQ is still sort of rattling on with them as well. And you open up the door. At this point, coming back is just easy, as the guards are very distracted at this moment. You're able to get out, rush back upstairs into your room where anyone's seen you. SQ, as you kind of begin to continue clapping your hands, you're doing it, and Lonnie's doing it as well. You see the door sort of creak open, then gently close.
Oh my goodness. You know what? You guys are probably right. I should probably get some sleep. I've had a very long day, and clearly I'm being a little bit crazy, right? Am I right? Am I being a little bit crazy?
Yes, you're right. Rest is in order.
Yeah, alright. Well, thank you for, putting up with me, I guess. It was really nice to talk to you guys and make music or whatever.
My let's never meet like this again.
Well, we might later. Night!
As both Chrissy and SQ make your way back to your restful accommodations. SQ, are you going in with Legis?
Yes.
Okay. And Crossy, you're going back in your own little area there. Relatively safe.
I try and follow SQ, and can I give her the swirl?
Oh, yeah. At that point,
Okay.
SQ would be like, oh, you found her?
Yeah, you receive
There's some interesting shells in there.
As the scroll kind of lands on the floor for a moment and kind of skitters and looks up at you and kind of gives you almost like a big hug around your leg, SQ. It looks around, points up at Crossy, and points back at the squirrel's eyes, then pops back into the genie bottle. And that's where we're going to end our session for tonight.
Hey, I finally got to do what I wanted to do. Hey, successful stealth mission. Inside the manor.
Nice.
There you go.
Alright. That was good. Did try to get everybody mixing around there, but he just was very much keen on just sleeping.
Yeah.
And not getting into heaps of trouble.
I think
This is Dungeons and Dragons, the boy who cried wolf at its finest.
We got one believer, and he's the smartest person in the group, quite literally. The one believer who's the smartest person in the group and happened to try out rope trick for invisibility.
Yeah. Alright. Well, gang, I will see you all next week.
Indeed. See you on Tuesday, mate.
Indeed. Well, I hope you guys have